And now, we are live in living color. This time with audio. Now, in the old days, I would have blamed a young man who goes by the name of Dimitri Kyres. But that's the old days. In the new days, you know who blames who? I blame myself. You want to know why? Because it was my fault. I am big enough, I'm tall enough, I am proud enough to know when I am responsible for a technical boner. But there's a very good reason as to why I have popped a technical boner. Reason being is that not only am I hosting this show, but I am locked in, I am tuned in to tonight's hockey game between the Winnipeg Jets and vos Canadiens, who currently lead 1-0 as the second period winds down, going into the third period before they potentially take a 2-0 series lead. But I know enough to know that the Montreal comedy community at large does not care about sports, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, soccer, but especially hockey. Now, I'm sure there's some bandwagon fans out there that are happily watching the playoffs. Just as a sidebar, you be a bandwagon fan if you want. I'm not one of these. No, you got to watch every game, 82 games a year if you want to watch in the playoffs. You do whatever you want. You follow your bliss. And not only am I following the bliss of watching the Canadiens tonight, I am following my destiny and my bliss by hosting this show just as I do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James. It is Friday, June the 4th, 2021. I am James. You are you. We are here. And what a week it's been on this show. I wasn't even here on Monday. I got this Dave Kaufman guy calling me a scumbag, a dirtball, a slime bucket, all because I happened to watch a hockey game. This past Wednesday, he said, "Hey guys, I'll probably be back in the hosting chair once the Canadiens hit a game 6 or 7. And I took umbrage with that. I said, "You think I'm only going to give up hosting at game 6 or 7? That's where you're wrong. I'm giving it up game 4 this Monday." And I'll tell you what, I know everyone's thinking to themselves, James has abandoned us. That's not what it is. What it really is I want to give that youngster, Dave Kaufman, a chance to really flex his hosting muscles. He's been here as long as I have. And it's time that he gets the, how shall we put this, the much deserved chance that he has earned. Dave will be back in the hosting chair this coming Monday. But until then, you're stuck with me on this warm and wild Friday evening. There's no curfew. Welcome to the weekend. What's going on tonight's show? Much later on, another edition of hard-hitting questions with the most interesting man in at-home history. Alex Gauthier is here. Also joining us tonight is Sehar Manji. Now, usually it takes me 5 or 6 chances to book Sehar. I know that if I ask her on one night, I'll see her a week from that night. Today, sent her a text nice and early. I said, "Sehar, baby, darling, sweetheart, mamacita, I need you tonight." And she said, "You put me in, coach. I'm ready to play." And Sehar tonight will be the first and only participant in this game show that I thought I developed called Couple or Siblings. More on that later on. Before we get into all of that, let's check in with another Montreal Canadiens fan who is feverishly watching tonight's game. It's Dimitri Kyres. Dimitri, how are the Montreal Canadiens doing as the second period winds down?
Bleu, blanc, rouge. Le Canadien, le Canadien. Hey, James, how's it going? Live from the Bell Center.
You're live from the Bell Center despite the fact that the game is happening tonight at the MTS Center in Winnipeg?
That's what I call my office, James. I've transformed my whole room here into Le Bleu, Blanc, Rouge, a shrine to the old gods. Richard, Lapierre, Gustave, Constant Police, all of them, James, are live and living in color right here at my side, James.
Now, you had me at Richard. At first, you didn't have me with Lapierre until you continued on with your list of Canadiens greats that included Gustave. In any event, I'm not going to point out any potential foibles in that. Dimitri, judging by your singing, The Canadiens are walking into the third period in a matter of, let's say, 18 minutes or so, still up 1-0.
One goal changes the game. I like to think of hockey as a psychological game, just like chess, James. And what my favorite thing about chess is the mental warfare. I don't understand how to play chess, but what I do understand is how to get under my opponent's skin. And that's what that one goal does to the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, gets under their skin. And it shows them that Carey Price, he's walking away with the shutout tonight. Knock on wood.
Right. Now, Dimitri, I have to ask you a question. You're talking about things that you're noticing. Something that I have recognized and noticed is that your speech is maybe what some would say is a little slurred. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Have you been drinking tonight?
James, yes, I've been drinking tonight. Yes. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been getting my libations in. It's summer. I'm thirsty. And guess what? The Canadiens beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I like to have fun, my friend. I like to have a lot of fun.
What are you drinking over there? You having a Mike's Hard Lemonade, or you having a Coors Light iced tea, otherwise known as a clit? Right? It's summertime, right? You sucking back a clit right now?
Fuck. No, I had a couple of White Claws.
All right.
So I had a few White Claws, and now I'm on a G&T. I'm making my way up to the cocktails, and now I'm going to, as soon as this is done, I've got a little bit of wine that I need to finish, and let's just say it's on the vinegary side with this heat. Yes.
So you're having some Italian wine tonight.
I'm having some jail wine, if you catch my drift. This stuff.
I do not catch your drift, but I'll tell you what, Dimitri. I hope that your wine is accompanied by a win on behalf of Vos Canadiens.
Wow!
All right, it sounds like the Wolfman is coming out now. We've got a comment in the chat. They're saying we can't see Dimitri. There's a good reason for that. That is not a technical snafu. Dimitri is locked in watching the game. I can see Dimitri, and I'm telling you right now, he doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah.
He is not show ready. He's coming to us on a live hot mic. We're not going to see Dimitri tonight. As far as I'm concerned, who knows what might happen. Dimitri, I'm going to let you rest up as the third period is going to begin once again in about 15 minutes from now.
James, I hope you're wearing your bleu, blanc, rouge undies, and let's just say I hope there's no burn in there. Have a great show. And I love you to death. God bless. Hey.
All right. Well, that is Dimitri Kyres. He, for lack of a better term, not only is he our technician tonight, he is our in-game correspondent. Now, are you saying, James, are you really not watching the game tonight? Well, I watched the first and I watched the second, and on a mobile device, I plan on sneaking peeks at the third throughout this show. Now, a liar would say, no, I'm totally engaged in the show. I'm not a liar. I will not be fully engaged in the show, but I will be 99% engaged. And there's no choice but to be engaged with our first guest. She is a big baller. She is a shot caller. Let's welcome the one and only Sehar Manji to the show. Sehar, what's up?
Hello.
Sehar, are you watching the game tonight?
No, I feel like I get the play-by-play from you and Dimitri and
Sure.
yeah.
Now, if I were to ask you, and your life depended on it, can you name 3 players that have ever played for the Montreal Canadiens? Okay, let's hear them.
Guy Lafleur.
That's correct.
I'm gonna give you a 4th bonus one because I'm
Okay.
actually the question.
Okay,
Carey Price.
correct. Currently,
Oh, Subban. PK Subban.
correct. Now, do you want that 4th bonus one?
Well, the reason I want to ask is because I know that Guy Lafleur, Tim Hortons, and Dick Ans were hockey players, would now have food establishments.
Now, I have to cut in. I don't believe that the Lafleur hot dog chain has any affiliation to Guy Lafleur.
Oh,
Lafleur's is just a brand of hot dogs, but I
Oh,
like your history behind it.
well, because my friend took me to Dick Ans. That the guy, is that a hockey player for the Canadian, the Habs? No,
No. You might be thinking of Dickie Moore.
maybe. I
Now,
know there
what's
was some connection.
Well, what's your 4th one? You said there was a bonus 4th.
That was is Wayne Gretzky a Habs person?
No.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh. Oh, I know this one. I know this one. I don't know his first name. La Tendresse.
I cannot believe that you also mentioned Guillaume Latendresse, a name that I would have never expected to have ever appear on this show.
There is a story behind that. When I was in first year, we went to Nichols because that was where we meet Celine Dion and everything.
Sure.
And the waiters, they wear the servers, they wear like hockey jerseys.
Mhm.
And one of them had La Tendresse on it. And my friend from New York, she's from New York but from New Jersey, and she's like, she was trying to be French, and she goes, "Oh, La Tendresse," and we're like, "What?"
Mhm.
And then she pointed to it, and we're like, "Oh, okay, La Tendresse." So it's
Yes,
always like
yeah.
La Tendresse in my head.
Yeah, Guillaume Latendresse, otherwise known as Gilliam Latendresse, which sounds like it could be a name on Drag Race or something like that. In any
Yeah.
event, Sehar, tonight you are not here to compete in the game show of someone who doesn't watch hockey names Montreal Canadiens players. Tonight you are here to compete in the first, only, and last edition of Siblings or a Couple. Now, I thought, as I chatted about potential show ideas with Mr. David Kaufman earlier this week, and we came up with this, that this was unique.
Yeah.
Not only did you smarten me up to the fact that this already exists on an Instagram account, somebody else told me it exists on the kids' TikTok account. So I feel like a plagiarizer, but correction, I felt like a plagiarizer because we're changing it up. I found out that my idea, not so great. So I took the idea that existed, made it better. This is Siblings or Celebrities, Siblings or Couple Celebrity Edition. Now, Sehar, I told you this earlier today. If you do well at this, you will win a grand prize.
What is that?
You'll find out if you win. Now, you're coming into this, I would like to think, uber confident because you have a new haircut.
I do.
Yeah. Sehar, I got to tell you something. The creeps who watch this show are going to be sliding into your DMs.
I don't answer my Twitch DMs, so
They'll be sliding into any DM that you got.
okay. Thank you for the heads up. I will not respond.
Look, that's why I am an ally.
Yes, you are. You are. You are very much an ally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People wouldn't imagine with the tone of my voice, which is otherwise annoyed, irritated, and curmudgeon-y, but I am. Sehar, are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Great. I would like for you and anyone watching tonight from the comfort of their own home, whether it's on the toilet or in the tub, to bring your attention to our Twitch screen. We are about to bring up the first image. Here we go. Now, Sehar, I don't want you to be nervous at all. I want you to be confident. Here we go. This is the first image in Siblings or a Couple Celebrity Edition. Now, I will let you know that these are two members of the Canadian musical group Len, famously known for their one-hit single, Steal My Sunshine.
Oh, I know the song.
Right? So if anyone doesn't remember, the singer was bad, and he sounded a little something like this. I know it's up for me. Well, I thought you were going to jump in there to complete the chorus, Sehar. Evidently not. Sehar, what do you think in looking? Let's just look at the image. What do you think?
I want to say that they're it's such a wholesome hug, though. That's the only thing.
It is wholesome.
It's a wholesome hug, but it's also just under her boob.
And I can tell you this. This is
I did not know.
Now, Sehar, the creeps are definitely going to be rewinding that piece of footage for years to come. Now, look, it, of course, is wholesome. I have a sister. I have never held her like this.
I'm an only child, so...
But I'll tell you what, I've had, despite the rumors, a few romantic partners. I've also never held a romantic partner like this.
I feel like they might actually be a couple, because this is how, like, the wholesome dating in the 90s. Before WAP, this was probably as racy as you'd get.
Right. Okay, so you're going to lock in your answer as couple.
Couple, yeah. Also, he's wearing a hat like that. You don't do that if it's like family. That's like that's a It's a dating hat. That's, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to reveal the answer right now. The people in this image are Mark and Sharon Costanza, siblings.
Are you kidding?
I am not.
Oh, no.
So Sehar, you're behind the 8 ball, but that's why my version differs just a little bit. Because some of these you may know, right?
Yeah.
Are you ready to move on to the next image?
Yeah.
Great. Let's move on to our next image. Now, Sehar, you're going to be on the rebound here, and that's totally fine, right? There's nothing wrong with an underdog story, similarly to Vaux Canadiens coming back from a 3-1 series deficit against your Toronto Maple Leafs. Sehar, what do you think about this image, right?
Isn't that Patricia Arquette and her sister?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the two Arquettes. I can't remember the other one's name.
Well, there is an Alexis Arquette. There's a David Arquette, right?
They're both Arquettes. They're siblings. They look like they're dating, so they're siblings.
Right. Similar style of clothes.
Yeah, but I know that the one on the right is the one on the left is that's Patricia.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one's an Arquette.
All right. And you're sure?
Yes.
All right. Sehar, are you ready for the reveal?
Yes.
The people in this picture are Patricia and Rosanna Arquette, siblings.
There you go.
You got it correct.
What was Rosanna in? I feel like I've seen Patricia through the years, but Rosanna was in something very, very early. I don't know if I've seen her recently.
I'm going to tell you something. I have never seen any of Rosanna Arquette's work, but I'll tell you what, I've seen your work tonight, and you're back in the game. Sehar, are you ready for your next image?
Yes, I think she was on a TV movie as a waitress.
All right. Well, now that we've got our little movie tidbit, let's move on to the next image. This is some homegrown content. Not only is it CanCon, it's QuebCon. This is Quebec content. Take a second. Do you know these people, Sehar?
There's no one on screen. Oh.
I can tell you.
That's Legault.
That is François Legault, the premier of Quebec. That's true. Now, what are you thinking as you're looking at this picture, right? Take me through your thoughts.
I'm trying to figure, I'm like, is this how Quebecers kiss their sisters?
Now, that's a controversial statement. You're looking for a Twitter flame war, and you'd be in the center of it. Is this how Quebecers kiss their sisters? Sehar, I will tell you something. I have a sister. I am Quebecois. Not only have I never kissed my sister like that, I've also never held her by the shoulders.
Could it be is it only siblings or a couple? Could it be cousin? I don't know why, but for some reason.
Now the answer to that question is no, but we could potentially revamp this to include cousins. Just take me through what you think, right? What about this shoulder? It
doesn't look romantic. It's affectionate, but it's like he's like hoisting her up by her shoulder.
Right. Yeah. She's actually 3'4".
It's also the way he's pursing his lips.
Mm-hmm.
It's not romantic. It's like almost like. I'm gonna say siblings.
You believe that the people in this photo are siblings. Sehar, you are correct. This is
my God.
François Legault and his sister, who after a lot of research, I could not find the name of. So on my list, it's François Legault and sister. Sehar.
Was there no caption?
There is no caption. There's no caption, and I went through a variety of channels and information. But right now, Sehar, you've got 2 correct answers to 1 incorrect answer. You've just reached the halfway point. How are you feeling so far?
Better, but uncomfortable.
Better, but uncomfortable. And that's really a great way to epitomize what people feel like when they're on this little program. Yeah. Let's go to the next image. Sehar, I want to see if you can ride the wave that you've been surfing on up to this point. You're on a 2 correct answer streak. Here's your next image. Siblings or couple? Siblings or couple? Once again, 2 correct answers to 1.
Siblings, the Wayans brother. I used to watch this like years and years ago.
Now you're convinced that these 2 men
Yes.
are siblings and not lovers.
That's Marlon Wayans and what's his brother's name?
Well, I can't say anything because for all I know,
no, they're siblings. They're
these
siblings.
2 people are in a couple.
There's a bunch more siblings and sisters and whatever, but they're siblings. That's siblings. That's
now you're confident.
Yes.
All right. Sehar, you are correct. This is Sean and Marlon Wayans.
There we go.
Siblings,
Sean.
right? Now, on any level, did you think, was there a bit of doubt creeping in that these 2 men were in a relationship with each other?
No, these are probably the first siblings I ever saw. Actually, no, Mary Kate and Ashley, and then these were the first.
Right. So the first ever siblings that you saw were famous twins Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, followed by the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, and then we got Sister in 1998.
Correct. Which starred, was that who? Raven Simone, or am I thinking of someone else?
Tia and Tamara Mowry. But
correct.
I think their brother Taj did stints on there was like a collective of kids that was.
Yeah, I'm glad that we could do the 6 degrees of separation for Raven Simone content. Say, are you ready for your final image?
Yes.
Great. Let's move on to the 5th and final image. This is crucial. This is for, as they say, all the marbles. Sehar, I would like for you to take a look at your screen and let me know what you think. Right? It's very seductive.
Siblings. They're siblings because this was the thing. I saw it on the red carpet. And that's Angelina Jolie. Yeah, there was a whole thing where she was kissing her brother, and it just made headlines everywhere. So I'm going to say they're siblings. I've never seen a photo shoot. That's like official.
Yeah. Now, would you say that a lot of brother and sisters outside of what you mentioned, a red carpet, would do a organized photo shoot to kiss each other?
In this day and age, I would say yes for TikTok.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, not necessarily for like a Christmas card or
yeah.
I feel like for fame would be a big one. She was already famous. The other reason I also say it's her brother is because all the people she dated, they're all well known.
Right. So Billy Bob Thornton, Brad Pitt, right?
I don't know any others, but yeah, this is her brother. They also have the same eye and a little bit of the same bone structure.
Okay, so you were locking in your answer that in this image, Angelina Jolie is with her brother and they happen to be kissing, but they are not a couple.
No.
Sehar, you're correct.
Okay, I think you're going to tell me that they're a sibling couple, and I'm like,
this is Angelina Jolie and her brother, James Haven. Now, these 2 officially made their first appearance on this show as part of Sleazy Darren's list of Angelina Jolie's sleaziest kisses. Now, if anyone's interested in Angelina Jolie's history of kissing her brother in various places and events, a simple Google search will really unlock and unearth a lot of unsettling imagery. Sehar.
2 places to check is E Online, because they would do the E history.
Yeah, we're giving a nice plug to the fine people at E Online.
Yeah, also TMZ, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, more fine people. Yeah, more fine people. Sehar, you have done it. 4 correct answers to 1 incorrect answer. And did you notice anything very specific about this competition?
A lot of them were siblings. Actually, all of them were siblings.
They were all siblings. The
one I thought was dating was siblings. Yeah.
Yeah. Each and every pairing was siblings. Sehar, you have won a grand prize. Of course, you needed to have 3 correct answers to achieve the grand prize. You ready to hear what this grand prize is? Sehar, you have won a trip to St. Henry where you for one afternoon will get to hang out with me and buy me a coffee. All expenses paid.
Wait, you're
Now,
paying
Wanna chicken dinner.
will you be traveling by the metro or the bus?
the metro. Well,
You've
and the bus.
You've won an all expenses paid trip courtesy of At Home with James, where you will spend an afternoon in St. Henry by the Lachine Canal, where you will get to hang out with me and buy me a coffee.
You know what? I'm so honored because I would never have made it there, or done those things if it wasn't for this prize.
If it wasn't for this prize, by way of looking at siblings kissing each other on the mouth with their lips. Now, Sehar, people say this show is full of smut. I don't think I disagree, but I don't know if I agree either. What do you think? Final word goes to you.
I'm gonna say by 90s standards, this would be smut.
Yeah.
By today's standards, this would be a handshake. It's
Right.
not
Okay. So by 2021 standards, you think that there'd be more acceptance for brothers and sisters, sisters and sisters to kiss each other on the lips.
This, I think, especially and in French Canada, this is like the equivalent of like Peppa Pig.
Right. Okay. But in fairness, a lot of these people were not French Canadian.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Angelina Jolie's last name is French, so
it's true. Yeah. There's a hint of Frenchness to it with Jolie. Sehar, I'm gonna have my producers talk to your people, and then we're gonna document this for a future appearance on the show called Sehar Hangs Out with James, and they have a lovely day.
Okay.
Sehar, thanks for being here, and congratulations for being the first and only winner of Siblings or Couple Celebrity Edition.
This was fun. This was my jam, except the first Steal My Sunshine. This was, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want you to go watch that video. Now knowing that they're siblings, you can watch that their behavior is so unsettling. And before we let you go, Sehar, what did you think of my impersonation of lead singer Mark Costanza?
I've never heard him proper. I didn't even know that there was a... Is he the guy who goes, "Steal My Sunshine"?
That's his sister. That's his sister.
Then I don't actually know what his vocals are, but I think
I'll tell you what, it sounded exactly like what I did. I know it's up for me. Sehar, thanks so much for being here, and we'll talk to you soon once you're able to accept your grand prize.
Thank you for having me.
That's Sehar Manji. What a way to kick off this show, right? And I'm going to tell you something about Len and that song. People like it for a variety of reasons, whether it's ironic or otherwise. But I'm going to tell you something about Len, Steal My Sunshine. That song sucks, man. Let's check in with our hockey correspondent, Dimitri Kyres. The third period is underway. Dimitri, how is the game going? Dimitri.
Sorry, am I on?
Yeah, you're on, Dimitri.
Oh, sorry, let me turn down the game. Hold on a minute, I gotta turn down the game.
Yep.
Sorry about that, James.
So, Dimitri, they're about 3 to 4 minutes into the third period. How is Montreal looking, holding on to this 1-0 lead?
And you taking my car. Do. Be in my car. You can kiss in my car. Do.
All right, so instead of giving us some game analysis, you were singing the song Cars. Dimitri, it sounds like you're having a good time over there. That can only mean one thing: the Canadiens are holding on to their lead.
And another good thing, Daddy found his liquor cabinet after Mommy took away the key, James.
Now, when you say Mommy, who are you referring to? Because don't you own your own residence and not live with your mommy?
The Canadiens are playing hard, James. They're getting to the net. They're getting pucks on net, and they're proving the critics wrong. And the critics were wrong, James, because the Canadiens are not out. They're showing good energy, and they're showing, fuck you, Winnipeg. We're Montreal, and we love to party. That's for me, James.
So the big quote coming out of that one is, they're proving the critics wrong by proving the critics wrong.
I'm having a lot of fun, James. Thanks for asking. It's a great night. It's hot, but I'm feeling hotter. The Montreal Canadiens are playing well, and you're hosting a great show. That was a great segment. We'll host Sehar Manji and she's the best. Sehar Manji gets pucks to the nets. She plays good. She plays hard. She's proven all the critics wrong, and the critics were dead wrong tonight because Sehar is Montreal's hottest improviser and the best.
We all know that the critics, they've got a lot to say about Sehar, apparently. Otherwise, she wouldn't be proving them wrong. Now, Dimitri, I want to circle back to something you mentioned. Talk to me about your drinking tonight. We know that the Canadiens are playing hard. Are you drinking hard?
I'm getting pucks in the net, James. I'm doing the work, and I'm getting in there. I'm taking shot after shot after shot, and I'm getting those pucks deep. And by pucks, I mean the drinking. I'm absolutely
it sounds like you might be a couple bottles deep.
A couple of bottles? Try a couple of bottles, James.
So exactly what I said. Dimitri, I'm going to let you get back to it. We're going to check in at the end of the night. I want to know how the Canadiens are playing with some of your very much on point and precise in-game analysis. Thank you, Dimitri.
Back to you, Jameson.
Back? Yeah, I think there's a different Jameson that Dimitri's been interacting with tonight. Let us move on to our next guest. This guy is one of the all-time great guys. That just sounds like something Trump would say, right? I don't want to say this is a Trump-free zone, but it's not a Trump-encouraged zone. And here's the thing. I didn't need to acknowledge that I sounded like Trump, but you know what? He's rich, and I'd like to be too. Our next guest is what I believe to be the most fascinating guest in At Home with James history. Let's welcome, for another series of hard-hitting questions and no punches pulled, Alex Gauthier. Alex, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Alex, you watching the game tonight?
I'm not watching the game.
Okay, well, look, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Sehar. Can you name 3 people that have ever played for the Montreal Canadiens, not counting who Sehar mentioned?
Ooh.
Now, she mentioned PK Subban, Carey Price,
Right.
Guy Lafleur, and Guillaume Latendresse.
Right. I'm gonna go Alex Tanguay.
Oh, I love it.
God, I was thinking of some. Jose Theodore.
Perfect.
And Saku Koivu.
I was gonna be real upset if no one dropped Saku's name. Now, can you give me a 4th for good luck?
God, what was the other guy?
That's an interesting lead-in. What was the other guy?
With Saku
of many
Koivu.
guys.
God, what was his name?
There's a lot riding on this, Alex.
Oh man,
You are a
change.
Quebecer. You should know many Quebec-born players.
Did she say Henri Richard? No, she didn't say.
Well, she said Richard, but you were confirming Henri Richard, where she could have meant the Rocket, Maurice Richard.
Well, I'm talking about his brother, the Pocket Rocket.
Okay, see, now I'm going to give you the point because you gave us his nickname. We're not here to talk about hockey tonight, Goat. It's the 4th edition of Hard-Hitting Questions. Now, confirm or deny, I mentioned off the top, you have never once pulled any punches.
Never.
You, at times, maybe, some could argue, have been too honest on this show.
Yep, I think the argument could be made, yeah.
Now, last time you were here, you took your shirt off and replaced it with 2 other shirts, right?
Right.
One of the only people, if not the only person, to remove an article of clothing during this show. I don't think that's going to happen tonight, but you never know, right? You never know.
Never know.
Alex, I want to do something a little different tonight. Now,
Okay.
A lot of the questions we have really dug deep into your psyche, often dealing with difficult or vulnerable subject matter. Tonight, it's Friday. I said online that it was going to be a fun and freaky Friday. It's been a little freaky with Sehar, right? All those brothers and sisters kissing each other on the mouth, smelling and tasting each other's breath. Tonight, we're going to keep it fun with you. Are you ready for tonight's fun but hard-hitting questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
I love it. I love that enthusiasm. Alex, the first question is, what's a fun quality or quirk that people might not know about you that you have?
Oh boy.
You're a fun guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you like to make fun of me for dancing a lot, but I enjoy.
You're saying I like to make fun of you for dancing a lot. Now,
No.
I want to say that I don't recall ever making fun of you for this.
You've certainly giving me a hard time about my dancing skills.
Now, can you remember things that I've said in regards to your dancing skills?
I believe you once said that I danced in a feminine way.
All right, so I apparently gave you a hard time for dancing in a feminine way.
Right.
Now, if I were to ask you to show us an example of some of your dancing that maybe I, in a past life, would have deemed feminine, would you be able to show me?
I don't think so, right? Like, I'm
All
kind
right,
of
I like that honest answer. I don't think so. All right. So you're saying that dancing is a fun quirk of yours?
Yeah, I like to dance around my apartment.
Okay. Right now, do you dance alone? Do you dance with your special person?
No, you do. Well, yeah, when I'm in a relationship, I'll grab the person and dance
Or
around.
you'll just grab them?
Yeah, like,
See, I love it. You're just honest with your answers. James, I'm not going to dance and I grab the people that I'm dating.
Yeah.
Right?
Just
All
grab
right.
them and give them a little twirl or whatever.
Right. And they're for or against this?
They generally get into it about halfway.
Right. Okay. So you coerce them into getting into dancing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate that honesty. Any other fun quirks outside of dancing?
I think I don't not fun quirks.
Or qualities, right?
I think one thing over the summer I've decided that we're gonna go. I like go-karting, and I like
Sure.
to drive. This is probably not a new thing to people who know me, but like driving like interesting vehicles is a thing I
Okay.
really
Now
like to do.
that's quite fascinating. Driving interesting vehicles. Now, when we think about interesting vehicles, you mentioned the go-kart. You're a man, and you've talked about this on the show a number of times.
Yeah.
Would you like to get behind the wheel of a school bus at any point?
I have my dad's a school
All
bus
right,
driver,
yeah,
so I
of course.
have. Yeah, I've
Okay.
driven his school bus.
All right. Now, what about a limo?
Ooh, I have not driven a limo, but I would like to. Yeah.
What about a hearse?
So one of the cars that I did own had a Hearst version. The one that I had was not a Hearst.
Okay. Now what about
But
the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile?
I'm in.
What about the Pope Mobile?
Also in. Yeah.
What about the Batmobile?
Which one?
You decide.
Oof. Oh, I'm gonna say the Tumbler, and I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Now, finally, what about a bicycle that's got streamers coming off of the handles?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I love your answers tonight, Alex. We're going to move on to our next question. Alex, tell us, what are you most looking forward to this summer?
I think it's vacation.
Yeah.
So the main thing that me and my partner, I managed, although she actually brought it up first, I coerced her into allowing me to rent a side-by-side.
Okay. Now, when you say a side-by-side, do you mean like a motorcycle style vehicle?
No, it's
Right.
a side-by-side is an off-road vehicle, which is, it looks like a golf cart.
Okay.
If a
Again,
golf-
another interesting vehicle.
Right, another interesting vehicle, but it has like a motorcycle, so a bit of a more powerful engine and like dirt tires because you take it off-road, generally speaking.
Now, I'd like to circle back, right? We're still on the topic of interesting vehicles. Alex, what do you think? I've made an observation recently, and I want to get your opinion.
Mhm.
When people that are maybe elderly, but not that elderly, let's say they're 60s, oftentimes you'll see them driving the rascals on the sidewalk, right? To help them with their mobility issues. Would you say that it is fair to say that a lot of the time, hanging off of these vehicles are Quebec flags?
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Now, why do you think that is?
I can only equate it to my dad, who has a boat with a giant Quebec flag painted on it.
Right. So you think there's a correlation between your dad, who has a boat with a Quebec flag, and seniors who drive the rascals?
Right. I think it is just like, I think this is going to be sad maybe, but I think that a lot of them don't have their driver's licenses anymore.
Right. Okay. So this gives them a feeling of independence and transportation.
But they want everyone to know what they're about. This is like the bumper sticker. This is the Canadiens flags. Like these are also people who, I feel like we don't see them anymore on cars, but there were Quebec flags. I feel like it's still okay. Those people have moved now to rascal scooters, and they're like, no one's going to stop me from doing this. Whereas it was seen as, kitschy or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no one's stopping them because they can't
Okay.
get like pulled over, or people aren't like they're not parking their rascals outside. They park them in some kind of alleyway or in a garage
Understood.
of some
Now, I'll
kind.
tell you what, this is more in depth than I would have assumed we were going to get into when I brought up my little rascals observation. Let's move on to the next question. Alex, would you consider yourself as someone who likes to, quote, let loose?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you let loose? You've had a long week. Maybe it's hot out. You're a little bothered. It's Friday. You clock out. You know that you ain't coming back until Monday. How are you letting loose, young man?
Well, the first thing is it's gotten only more and more exaggerated, but anytime I finish a meeting, and generally I'm finishing a meeting when I'm
Yeah,
finishing my work because I am teaching, so I'm getting out of the class, the
of
virtual
course.
classroom, is I let out a shriek, a primal scream, if
At
you will.
work,
At my computer, yes.
at your computer, are you working from home?
I am working from home, yeah.
Okay, now are you on Zoom or Skype or Teams, something of this nature where you're
Teams.
okay? Now, has anyone ever heard you letting out this primal shriek or scream?
Probably my neighbors, but no one on the
Yeah,
call because I make sure it is like the second
yeah,
everything's done, it's like the computer's not necessarily closed, but I'm just about to stand up from my
okay.
computer.
Now, I want to examine your definition of letting loose, right?
Hmm.
Dimitri's letting loose by having many drinks.
Hmm.
Some people let loose by going to a nightclub and trying to, as the kids say, pick up.
Hmm.
Some people turn on the hockey game. You scream at your computer to the point that your neighbors hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is that, would you say, the only way you let loose?
No,
Any tradition, anything traditional? Maybe
um,
order a big meal, a dessert that's a little bit over the line.
well, I was gonna say the next thing is usually the ice cream. That's my big thing
Okay,
these
you hit
days.
the ice cream pretty hard when you want to let loose.
Yeah, and my partner is pointing out that recently it's been bubble tea.
Bubble tea. So letting loose for you is drinking bubble tea and shrieking. Let's move on to the next question, right? We're keeping it loose tonight. Alex, the next question is, we know that you enjoy kissing outdoors or in a car,
Yeah.
but tell us, what does the ideal romantic summer night look like for you? That hopefully
Um,
doesn't involve much coercing.
no, there's no coercing. I think most of these days it's been going for a nice walk,
Mhm.
getting that ice cream, getting that bubble tea,
Yeah.
heading on down to the Lachine Canal,
Yeah.
and
Well, and that's a very romantic place, right?
yeah,
Sehar and myself are going to be going there soon,
right, right,
right? Alex, could you, what about this? Imagine this.
right.
Imagine me and Sehar fall in love.
Hmm.
Could you imagine that, right?
I mean, I can. Anything can happen. It's
Look,
summer.
if
We're all
Angelina
coming,
Jolie's kissing her brother on the red
right,
carpet, right?
right. We've all been locked down.
Yeah. Well,
You've
I'll
been.
tell you this, coming in from the chat right now is Sehar. She's saying no.
Oh,
So,
okay.
look, no summer loving for me, but that's fine. I'm happy to keep Sehar as a friend. Now, you're saying that the canal is a romantic spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is the sun going down? I want you to paint the scene for us. Is
Right.
your
I think.
shirt on? Your shirt's on?
Maybe on, but like sleeves are like a little pushed up because like
Right.
you're letting the pits loose a bit.
Letting the
Um,
pits loose. You don't want to get that farmer's tan.
exactly. Which I already have a farmer's tan.
All right.
There's no getting around it.
Hey, you're preaching to the converted. So you're rolling up your sleeves.
Yeah.
You're putting on a show
Yeah.
of the gun show.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You're having your bubble tea. You've had your shriek earlier on.
Right.
Yeah. No,
I'm at the dam, not like the area with like the what's it called? I'm only thinking in French, the écluse there with
yeah, I
the
understand
walking
exactly. Yeah.
bridge.
One of the loudest spots that's not you wouldn't imagine that naturistic soundtrack to be romantic unless you're maybe really into the scene in Titanic when they go down.
Yeah, I mean that's the most romantic part of the movie.
When the boat goes down.
Right.
All right. Now, Alex, let's move on to our next question.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Always.
It's a beautiful summer evening, not totally dissimilar to what we talked about before, and the temperature's just right. The sun is down.
Mm-hmm.
You're throwing a hot tub party, but only 3 spots remain in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you having a soak with? You can invite anyone you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the tub, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing a bathing suit, I imagine. Are you wearing a Speedo?
No, I don't own a Speedo.
Okay, so you're wearing shorts at least. You're
yeah,
not.
I got
Right.
I got like by shorts I mean like I'm assuming you mean the bathing suit that's like styled like shorts.
Exactly. Yeah. There's the mesh lining in the inside. You're sitting in. You're having a soak. You just screamed in front of your computer. You've had a couple bubble teas. You're letting loose. Who else is in the hot tub with you? You got 3 spots. It's a beautiful night. It's a party, but there's only 3 people in the tub with you. Pick anyone. Alive, dead, celebrities, couples, siblings. Could be Sehar.
Sehar, I don't think Sehar would be interested.
Okay, so you are not inviting her into the tub.
No, I'm rolling her out right off the bat.
Yeah, but could you imagine maybe Sehar's like, all right, I don't need your hot tub, but then I got a hot tub. I'm like, Sehar, you want to come have a soak? Right?
I think she would be in. I think she would like your hot tub better.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say my partner. I think it'd be fun.
Now this is very wise of you, because anytime we've done one of the pick 3 people question, you have excluded this person every single time, to the point that you decided you were going to go on a road trip and 3 of the other seats in the car were occupied by other cars.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you finally selected your special person to be in now, beside you, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right. So you got 2 spots left. We're going to create a diamond in the hot tub.
Okay. There's not. Trying to think. I don't want to be a creeper and say 3 women, but
look,
it's tempting. There's not a lot of guys that I want to take a soak with.
You could pick your mom and sister.
That's worse, I think.
All right. That would make you a bigger creep.
Yeah, I think so.
This is the thing, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Let's cut the crap, okay?
All right.
Right? You never leave the crap on the plate. You always cut it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a person that is interested in women.
Right.
You've selected your person, right? Mm-hmm. Just because you select 2 other women doesn't mean that you automatically want to kiss them or otherwise, right?
Right.
We're adults here. How old are you?
27.
27, right? Just because you socialize with 2 other women, that doesn't make you a creep unless you do creepy things, right? If at some point you're like, ladies, I think I want to get this party started. Something that you might not know about me is that I like to sit in the hot tub without my bathing suit on. That would be different, right?
It would be different, yeah.
But we're not talking about that, right?
No.
This is what I want you to do. I don't want you to worry on this show. You've done much worse on this show.
It's true.
Than sit in a hot tub with some women.
It's true. I'm trying to think. One of the people I think I would say I've been watching a lot of I don't know if you've heard of this show, a Black Lady sketch show on HBO.
I don't watch any TV shows except for Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and most recently Law and Order Organized Crime.
Okay. Well, you might not know who this is then. Okay. So I was going to say Quinta. I think it's Quinta Jackson.
Okay. You think I'm not someone who knows celebrities unless they're from before the 2000s. Right. Quinta Jackson.
Right.
All right, great. You have 1 more spot remaining.
Who would I want to hang out with? Who would I want to these days? I'm going to go, you know what? I've said her already, but I'm going to say it again. America Ferrara.
America Ferrara. Now, you said, I've said her before, I'm going to say it again. So it sounds like you've thought about this hot tub situation before.
No, it was because I said her I think I said her for the dinner. She was one of the people that was going to be present at the dinner.
Okay. So it's you and 3 women in your hot tub, right?
Right.
Are they wearing bathing suits?
Yes.
Okay, not creepy, right?
Yeah.
Not you could even put more clothes on them if you want.
I mean, if that's what they want, it's up to them. I'm not.
That's the right answer, Alex, because it's not up to you to tell women what they can or can't wear.
That's it. That's it.
And you know what that makes you? Not a creep.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you.
Now, Alex, I have to ask you something.
What?
It's more of a statement. I noticed that you didn't invite me to your hot tub. Is it because you're trying to give me and Sehar some time together?
That's it. I mean, I know you've got that hot tub waiting, and you've been trying to talk to her all night at this party, I imagine. She has been talking to you. She's been hanging out with you, and but when you went and put your bathing suit on, she like kind of went into the house and started playing cards. And
Sehar's playing cards with who?
She's playing cards with Yokozuna and
Alex,
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Your hypothetical of 4 people in a hot tub, including yourself, with 3 other ladies, features Sehar playing cards with famously obese pro wrestler Yokozuna, who's no longer with us.
Right. With Bam Bam Bigelow too.
Right. Okay. So the 3 people that you're selecting to play cards with Sehar are deceased, larger wrestling men.
Well, I imagine Arn Anderson is dealing the cards.
Okay. So 2 of which are deceased, 1 of which is alive.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alex, look, it's been another night of hard-hitting questions. You cut through the crap. You told us the truth. Not a creep. Alex, thanks so much for being here. We're going to have to do this again, okay?
Yeah, rock on.
Yeah. Rock on. That's Alex Gauthier. And folks, that's our show. Before we say goodnight, we must check in with Dimitri Kyres. There's currently 5 minutes left in the third period. Dimitri, how's it looking tonight for the Canadiens?
There's only 5 minutes left, and my Canadiens are up by 1 point right now. And I hope they get it, because I don't want this to go to OT and the Jets get a point for that, you know?
Yeah, well, if it goes to overtime, the Jets won't be getting any points because that only happens in the regular season, the playoffs.
Oh, James, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here with somebody else here. Let me turn this down really quick.
Yep.
Here, somebody you know, supposedly. We're watching the show. Hold on.
Hey, Jamsy. It's me.
Oh, no.
Diane. I'm here with my new baby, Dimitri.
Do you know, James, you know each other? A friend of yours, Diane, she popped over having a couple of drinks here, James.
Yeah. Well, I've met Diane's your neighbor. We met her out on your back porch last week.
Yeah,
Diane
came over. She been on a show before, so I think you guys went on a date or something. Anyway, wait, what's that?
Right.
What's that?
You should come have fun. Have a drinky, baby.
Oh, Diane's crazy. What's that, Diane? Hold on.
Look, Diane, I'm sorry. I think if I go over there, I don't think Sehar's going to be happy with me.
What's that? Hold on, just a sec, James.
We're in the hot tub, Jamesy. We need a number 3.
Oh boy, James.
I'll tell you what. You want to know? Guy likes to shriek at the table in front of his computer.
Oh, hold on, James. Hold on. I think I lost you there for a minute. I think Diane tripped over the cord. Just a second.
We may have lost Dimitri.
No. I'm back. Can you hear me?
I don't think that bodes well for Dimitri or Diane.
Go Habs, go. I used to date PK Subban.
This
He's a
ended on a somber note, and I'll tell you what, I'm nervous for that young man, Dimitri Kyres. Look.
What do you mean? I'm right here, James. Can you still hear me?
He might be getting gobbled by Diane right now.
Wait, James, can you hear?
I don't know what's going on over there. He was watching the game. I spoke to him before the show started. This guy was as sober gets. Folks, that's our show tonight. I want to thank Sehar for being here, the first and only winner of Couple or Siblings Celebrity Edition. I also want to thank Alex Gauthier for really telling the truth in a way that which only he can.
See you in the
I got to thank Dimitri Kyres, who's holding the fort down, singing the praises of the Montreal Canadiens, But finally, I want to thank you, the viewer, for singing the praises of the show, certainly of all the people that appear on the show, but I'd like to think that you still sing the praises of me. Now, I'm hearing in the chat that you can hear Dimitri, but I can't. That might be true. I can't hear Dimitri whatsoever. Now I'm hearing that no one can hear Dimitri. So it's been a long time since we've had a little technical snafu on the show. It happens, right? Earlier on, I said that it was my fault. This time around, I will blame Dimitri because he's been breaking into mommy's liquor cabinet. Maybe it's for the best. I'll tell you why. Because the Canadiens are 3 minutes away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series. So with that said, I will not see you on Monday. Dave will be in the driver's seat. Until then, you have a good weekend. You stay cool. You stay breezy. I am James. You are you. We were here. Goodbye. Good night. Farewell. And of course, be well.